man. That's all they did for a project. It's right there.
Everybody always does this. Wait a minute, Elaine.
Yeah, probably got a lot of stress on it.
So you guys are stressed out, huh?
My paper. Yeah.
Come on.
Only a suspension.
And what is a suspension?
It's, hold on, one second, I don't know. It's two amino substances that when mixed together remain mixed indefinitely. Solid particle in a liquid medium, and the particles do not dissolve and they disperse evenly.
Okay, so why don't you tell us in your own word, what type of suspension do you have in here?
This is cornstarch and water.
Cornstarch and water.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it's probably the most funnest because when you hit it, it bounces off, but when you sit it, it just sinks.
Uh-huh. So this is a colloidal suspension.
Yes.
Okay, thanks very much.
How are you supposed to read anything?
Pose back.
I know you want to walk in front of it.
All right, so Scott, this is your project on hamsters? And what'd you find from the hamsters? What do they prefer, light or dark?
Dark.
And
They're nocturnal.
they're nocturnal? All right, well, it's a nice project, Scott.
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
my God, holy cow.
I think so.
It's working with hamsters too much that does this to you, Scott.
Yeah, my mind is going.
Okay. For who?
How do you spell it?
7th grade. B-U-C-E-L-O-T.
What is this? Come here, yo bubble. Wait, did it? Wait, no, wait.
Hey, that's Bon Jovi, isn't it?
Krause's. Mr. Krause's. Did this with paper. That's cardboard.
So what's the music coming out of this thing now?
Disco duck.
Well, I don't think it's going to replace a CD player.
I think it's better than a CD player. Much less expensive.
And a lot cheaper. Okay, so what's your project?
Probability tester. And I was like, I called the hospitals and everything, and I asked them how many male and female babies were born last year.
Yeah.
And one hospital said there was 84 boys, 76 girls. So I have one light here that stands for boys, and the other light stands for girls. And I did it 480 times, and the boys came out to be 241, and the girls was 239.
And how do the lights change? I mean, in terms of boys and girls, what causes them to have probability?
When I press the switch,
Yeah.
then the little chip, like if it comes out to be two things that are negative,
Yeah.
then the light will turn on. It picks it randomly.
Okay. And did that fall into the same probability as the birth rate at the hospital that you were talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a better probability of being born a boy?
Yes.
Okay, well,
according to that project.
Yeah, well, that's actually true. There are more boys born than girls. But they also have a higher mortality rate, so they die more often than girls as babies, and as a result, we end up with more girls. So it's rough out there finding a guy.
I know.
Take care.
Body.
Your sister's body is right here?
This is how her heart works.
Okay, now, what was wrong with your sister that they were doing these things on her?
What was wrong with her?
Yeah, well, usually people don't have that done.
Have what done?
These tests that she had done.
Well, she's a nurse and she works at the hospital.
Oh, okay. All right.
So she could get that done whenever she wants to.
Okay, so what did they find about the stimuli?
That different stimuli affect the heart.
All right, now, what would increase the heart rate?
Drinking coffee.
Drinking coffee.
And exercising.
Okay, and what would decrease the heart rate?
Holding your breath.
Holding your breath decreases the heart rate.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're having a heart attack, you should just more or less hold your breath. How do cats react differently in different environments? Okay, and how do they react differently in different environments?
Each cat has its own temperament, which means each cat will react differently. But on the most part, in an empty room, they went crazy and wild and wanted to get out.
Yeah.
And in a room with food, Dale, stop it. In a room with food, they usually just like ate the food and went to sleep. In a crowded room, they were shy and went underneath a table or something and hid or ran into another room. Outdoors, they acted independently and went wherever they felt like it.
And how many cats did you test?
I tested 5 cats.
And were they kittens or regular cats?
Well, they were regular. Most of them were over the age
Over the hill.
of 1 year. Yeah, over the hill.
And are these your cats?
What? No.
Just went up to any old cat in the street, put him in the middle of an experiment, and that was it,
No,
right?
I used one of the cats is mine,
Okay.
and then I would go to my aunt's house and use like my aunt's cats. And
So they're not so different than people then. Put a person in an empty room, they go crazy, right?
No.
You put a person in with food and they just eat.
And go to sleep.
And go to sleep, right? Okay, thanks.
Great fair this year. This looks like a super...
These are the exact...
So this is your assessment of the fair then?
Yes, my assessment is that this is
A little louder, please. Speak into the microphone.
Why don't you clean your fingernails while you're at it?
Why will a flame go out?
Well, it depends. There's 5 reasons that a flame might go out.
Yeah? Give me 3.
Well, it's that it might run out of fuel,
Yeah?
which is if the match would just burn down.
Right?
It could be that it uses up all the oxygen that it needs
Okay.
to burn, and it could be extinguished with water.
Okay, and you did experiments to show that?
Right.
Okay, sounds good.
Bravo.
Okay, so you did a project on determining which detergent cleans best. And how did you determine it?
Washed it, and then
You got to speak up, though.
I washed it, and then I looked at it and saw which measured safety got the best.
And you used how many detergents?
4.
4. And which one works best?
Surf.
Surf. And how much does Surf cost with regard to the other projects?
Surf is the cheapest.
It's what?
Cheapest.
The cheapest. So the cheapest work the best. So you don't always have to pay more to get a better product out. Okay.
Ryan, look up.
Sounds like you're stressed out. You know the detergent project here, how did you determine that one worked better than the other?
This one got water stain out, and this got most of it. These two didn't work.
And which detergent worked the best?
Purex.
Purex. Purex. Okay. And how does Purex compare to the other products in terms of its cost?
It's the second cheapest.
Second cheapest. And another project over on the other side over there, which didn't use Purex, also found that the cheapest detergent worked the best. So we've been paying a lot of money for things we don't need. Project here on colors, isn't that a movie? It's about gangs, right? This is a project about gangs?
No.
And what did you do here with your project?
Well,
Speak up into the microphone.
well, I showed how you get colors, all the colors of the rainbow for a prism.
Okay.
And it's when a white light goes through, at one angle it forms a red, and at the other one it forms the purple.
And how does it do that?
The light goes through the prism and it breaks it up into pieces.
It's bent at a different angle each color.
And then I showed what different colors mean. Yellow and orange, they're like with warmth and sunshine and cheerful. And red means fire, and it's like an exciting color. And blue means like cold, and green can mean cold, and it can mean like
So these are the moods that you get from the colors,
Yeah.
right? Not necessarily that they mean that, but
No,
these are the
yeah.
feelings that people get from that color. Okay, very good. Well, you can move in, Nicole. It's your project. Okay, so this is a project on antiseptic alcohol. Does it kill germs?
Yep.
Does it?
Yeah.
How?
Okay, I put the alcohol on a Q-tip on the little white spots in there.
Yeah.
And it makes them disappear.
Well, why? Well, the purpose of the project should be why.
No, the purpose was does it or doesn't it? And it does.
But I thought we already knew that it did.
Why?
Okay. Project here on rainbows.
Yeah,
And what can you tell us about rainbows?
a rainbow is formed by the sun hitting raindrops of water and going through the drop and hitting the other side and going over the light, and it forms 7 colors.
Okay, and is there really a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?
No, that's just a myth.
Just a myth? You mean a myth that's not really gold then?
No,
And is it true that somewhere over the rainbow bluebirds fly? I guess not. Oh my God, you killed the baby. This baby's in bad
Oh my
shape.
God, you have down.
Breaking out with all sorts of numbers over its face. Of nature. Okay, now what were you balancing here?
I was balancing between carbon dioxide given off by plants and oxygen given off by plants, carbon dioxide given off by animals, and the balance that they would take to survive with each other.
And what did you find?
I found out that a complete balance between 3 animals and 3 plants, or the same number of animals and plants, usually balances out perfectly.
So it's an equal number that you need and everything is kind of balanced.
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
that's why they call it balanced.
Probably.
Which project you going now?
Aerophysics.
Okay, you're going to show us an experiment real quick? Tell us what you're doing?
Okay. Now, this experiment is with a balloon, weighted down balloon with a paper cup and a fan.
Okay, speak up.
It's with a weighted down balloon and a fan.
Okay, and what's it going to show us?
Now, the balloon is going to be moving up and down, and air pressure. Cool.
All right, and what causes that to do that?
Well, the normal air pressure outside of the airstream pushes the balloon back into the fan's airstream.
So it stays in the area because of air pressure then?
Air pressure.
Okay, and what else? You got another one we can do quickly?
yeah, the shop right is better because
Oh, I know.
because of the there's one